from Guyman Petro. It's the DC3 Coaches Show. And now here's your host, Ryan Osmus.
Hi, folks, and thanks for being with us tonight. It's been a while since our last show, and our Conq athletic teams have been busy, so let's get right to it. Our Conquistador football team finished its 2018 campaign with a 4-7 record overall and a 2-5 mark in the Jayhawk Conference. After three straight losses, the Conqs were able to finish the season on a high note, dismantling Fort Scott on the road 27-7 in the final game of the year. Let's get a recap of the season with head coach Gary Thomas. Coach, thanks for being with us tonight. Good seeing you.
Appreciate it.
So before, I wasn't for sure about mentioning this the beginning or the end, but I was afraid we'd run out of time like we normally do. So we'll go ahead. Yeah. I'll ask about this at the start of the conversation. So before we get into the game against Fort Scott, and then just kind of an overall recap of the season, getting some of your thoughts as it relates to that. This is for those that do not know, this will actually be the last time you and I sit here, giving me the opportunity to interview you. You were turning the page, moving on in a new chapter of your life. You have stepped down as head coach at Vancity Community College. So you mind visiting with us a little bit about that, talking to us about that decision and kind of what's next for you?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a little bit of a bittersweet deal, but it was just kind of a unique scenario that came up. I just finished my 20th year of coaching college football, my 25th straight year of being involved in college football. I know I look so young, but
you do.
My father-in-law, obviously, very well known around here. Played golf for the college, born and raised in Dodge City, but runs a company here, and he approached me about seeing if I'd be interested in helping him make a transition into retirement, and it was not something I'd ever thought about doing, but it was, with two little ones running around and having to kind of uproot the family and getting in the rut of, chasing titles and coaching jobs, it just seemed like the right time to kind of, step back and like I said, I put 6 good years in here and feel good about where we're leaving the program versus where we found it. And I feel like we've accomplished a lot of good things. So I feel like I'm leaving on good terms with everybody and love to stay involved with the college as much as I possibly can and talk to Jake about, some opportunities to do that. So, I feel good about it. I don't think it's really going to hit me until next year, maybe, until next season when I'm sitting around on Saturday and not knowing what to do with myself. And I'll miss the social aspect of it. I'm going to be working predominantly by myself. So not having the kids in my office all day long, and just today we had 10 4-year coaches in, and just being able to communicate with them and help our guys move on is going to be the most challenging part about it. But definitely going to be new, different headaches probably, but I'm excited to just do something a little bit different for a minute and see where that takes me.
Well, congratulations on the new opportunity. I wish you the best of luck. I know I'll be able to see you around town. Obviously, you'll be sticking around in the area, so I'll be looking forward to seeing you out and about. I do want to say on behalf of Dodge City Community College, after the past 6 years, you and I have gotten to know each other a little bit. I really appreciate the way you approach the game. I want to thank you for all that you've meant to Dodge City Community College as well as our community. You have had some real success. You brought us some things as it relates to playing on the field at the college here that we hadn't seen in many, many years. We got a share of a conference title here a few years ago, played in some bowl games. So thank you for your contribution and all you've done, and I wish you the best of luck moving forward. We're not done. I'm just shaking out. Wish you the best.
Appreciate it. It's been a blast. I really appreciate it.
Okay. Moving on a little bit. I don't want to get too emotional here.
Okay.
Fort Scott. So we were able to end the season on a high note.
Yep.
We finished overall 4-7, so probably a little bit short, obviously, of where we wanted to be. But we're able to capture that game, get that victory there at the end of the year against Fort Scott Community College, 27-7. So just give us some overall thoughts on that game. You guys obviously dominated that game. Great victory, good way to end the year.
We did. We played well. Overcame some adversity, and having the bye week fall on week 11. It's a challenge to kind of you get into a groove and a schedule, and you live by that schedule, and then the bye week comes, so you finally get a chance to take your foot off the gas and catch your breath, and then you got to get them back into the rut of going hard, and it's hard to do that for 1 week. We've got 3 hard practices, and they've had a week and a half off, so it is a challenge. We went on the road, and we had normally we go and we walk through outdoor or indoor, so we were at Pitt State, and they bumped us outside into the stadium, which at 6 o'clock at night it was like 15 degrees,
right?
And the wind was blowing, so our guys coaches were struggling, players were struggling. We were freezing, but we had to do it. Especially with the bye week the week before, we didn't have a chance to. Normally you can skip over some things, but it was the day before walkthrough, so we stood out there and we toughed it. It was an 11 a.m. kickoff, so we were at the stadium by 8 in the morning. We were up at 5:30 just to leave the hotel and get to the stadium, and we got to the stadium and it was 11 degrees, and they put us in a underground, all concrete locker room with no heat.
Oh.
So when I walked into the locker room and they were showing me where it was at, it was like 45 degrees in the locker room.
Yeah.
So we kept the guys on the bus for an hour. We just sat there because the heater was on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we just sat there and we pushed everything back an hour, and so after all that, it actually it ended up being an okay day. But the guys played extremely well. I was extremely pleased with how they finished, and we did a lot of good things. We really did.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations on that win and closing out the year on a high note.
Absolutely.
So as I mentioned in my opening comments before we start talking about Fort Scott, I said we were going to close out the season 4-7. We did it on a high note, but probably fell short of where I know you wanted to be. So just give us some overall thoughts on the years. Obviously, some of the highs, some of the positives, but as well as some of the frustrations and places where you thought you could have done better at.
Yeah, obviously disappointed with the outcome. I thought we had a really good group of kids. They were fun to be around. They worked pretty hard. Not a lot of headaches out of them. They pretty much just went about their business. Why I'm even more disappointed about the outcome. We've got Butler in double overtime. We've got them beat. They were number 12 when we played them.
Yeah.
We had Highland beat. Just absolutely dismantled them in every possible way except the final score. The difference is you're sitting here 4-7 and you're going, well, you win those 2 games and you're 6-5, and you beat 2 ranked teams and you feel pretty good about yourself. Yeah. And arguably, I think with those 2 wins, we'd actually finished 3rd in the conference. We'd have gone 4-3 in the conference and beat 2 ranked teams, and we probably would be on the verge of maybe having a bowl invite. So you're talking about the difference in the Butler game was 1 play. We had an open receiver, we missed him, and that, in the first overtime, the game was over. Yeah. The Highland game, you're talking about 2 plays maybe changed the outcome of that game. So you're sitting here going, okay, you're 4-7. If 3 plays just go a little bit different, you're 6-5, you're in 3rd place, and you're jockeying for a bowl game at that point in time. So that's the discouraging part, and you try to get it through their head that the difference between success and failure isn't very much. It's a very, very minute thing, but it is a measurable thing, and we do keep score. So we do have wins and losses, unfortunately, and we were on the bad end of it. So wish we could have played better, defensively in some scenarios. I thought we were relatively consistent most of the year, except for a couple games where we were just kind of off. But overall, I'm happy with where we're finishing as far as being able to place kids. We're going to have 10 or 12 Division I guys. So these guys will obviously, that it's less bittersweet on our end. If we were a 4-year school, you're going, okay, well, they're finishing their career. So the last thing they'll ever do, other than graduating from college, it's going to be their last memory. But, for our guys, they go on, they've got 2 and 3 more years of football left. So we're a means to an end. We're not the end. Yeah. From that, you get a little bit of sleep at night knowing that you help these guys go to their final destination where they're going to go on to get a free education and provide the things that community college athletics can provide. Yeah,
I was going to touch on that tonight before we closed out, and I think we've only got probably a couple more minutes left. So let's kind of revisit that a little bit more. I was going to ask about, I know you won't be here through the off season, but I was curious, and this is a question that fans are always interested in knowing: is where are student athletes? Where are they going to end up next year once they're completed with their time here at Dodge City Community College? So you mentioned maybe 10 to 12 of our athletes may go Division I. Do you have any idea at this time where they're kind of looking and where they might end up?
Yeah, we have. We'll end up with about 35 that will go on to four-year schools. We'll have anywhere 10 to 15 that'll be Division I. Lakia Henry's committed to Tennessee right now, but he's still going to visit Florida and Alabama in the next couple weeks.
And Lakia is our middle linebacker.
Linebacker.
Was he the top recruit in junior college at middle linebacker?
Linebacker, yeah.
Linebacker, yeah.
Kobe he visited UTEP last weekend. He's going to South Alabama next weekend. I don't know where he's going to go yet. I think probably my bet is South Alabama, but I don't know that for sure. Kadarius Satterwhite, the safety, committed to Kennesaw State the other day. They're an FCS program in Georgia. Eugene Minter committed to Arkansas State, one of our wide receivers. Tyrese Ritchie, our other wide receiver, visited Northern Illinois last weekend, 2 weeks ago, and that's where he signed at a high school. I think he'll probably go there. Khalid Washington, our left tackle, committed to Central Florida last weekend. There'll be a lot more. Those are just kind of the early ones.
Absolutely.
The signing date's not until December 19th. That'll be the first day that they can sign. And a lot of those guys will be mid-year guys, and they'll be gone. And then the the first Wednesday in February, which I think this year is the 5th or the 7th, or whatever it is the second signing period. So the rest of the guys will sign during that period. So.
Well, congratulations to them that have committed, and good luck, and congratulations to the rest of our student athletes that will be making the next step. And congratulations to you. You'll be missed. Thank you for all you've done for Dodge City Community College and for our community, Coach. I'll be seeing you around. Thank you. Let's give Coach a round of applause, everybody. Conquistador women's basketball is picking up steam as the ladies picked up 3 straight wins over the Thanksgiving break, including an exciting 86-78 overtime victory over State Fair Community College last Saturday in Moberly, Missouri. In a rematch from earlier in November when State Fair beat the Conqs 56-49 at the McDonald's Classic. Sophomore Haley Hill is pacing the team, averaging just over 10.5 points and 7.5 rebounds per game. Women are 5-3 in the early going and start Jayhawk conference play this Wednesday when they travel to Independence. So let's see where head coach Zach Loll sees his team heading. Coach, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here once again.
Hey,
very nice seeing you.
It's been a busy start here to November, but we're excited for the
you're hot, Coach. You're hot now. You're hot. Yeah.
So too many buttons to push. But we had a good weekend this past weekend in Moberly, Missouri. Got 2 wins there over. It's always tough to go to Moberly. They were lost.
Before we get there, let's back up a little bit.
Okay, that's fine.
Let me set up a few things here, because since the last time we've spoken, you've actually had 6 different games.
Yep.
And you've had some success over that stretch, being 4-2 during that stretch. You played in the Pepsi Classic. I got to get these straight in my head. The Pepsi Classic, the Conqs Classic, which we hosted here in Dodge City, and then you traveled to Missouri, as you were just speaking about, to the Thanksgiving Classic. So some real success, 4-2 during that stretch. We're setting at 5-3.
Correct.
So congratulations on the successful start. That's wonderful news. So let's start with, before we get to Missouri and a couple of those big wins. I know they were, because you just got back-to-back wins, so a couple of big wins. We first started 2-3 weeks ago. You were in Seward County, Liberal, Kansas, for the Pepsi Classic.
Right.
We split there. You want to speak a little bit about both of those games? Who we competed against and how those games ended up?
The first afternoon we played Frank Phillips College out of Texas. Got a good win there on the opening night. Team played well and kind of got down, fought back, and then maintained a lead, and we got the win over Frank Phillips. And then the next afternoon we played South Plains out of Texas, which I think at the time was 14 or 15.
I think they were 15th in the country. Very good team.
And for 3 quarters we played really well. We were down 12 going into the 4th quarter. And then they shot the ball extremely well against us. I give them credit. They were 12 of 21 from the 3-point line. So, I give them credit. But, we made them make shots. We didn't give them anything easy. They were coming off the week before. One of their players was the junior college player of the week, and we held her to 4 points, 10 rebounds, and really took away their inside game, which was kind of their bread and butter that they were playing really well with, and forced them into jump shots, and they made them. And, we were, that was our second weekend of playing, so fourth game, so we still had some mental mistakes and didn't do some things well, but we came back, and the girls had a great mindset after that game of, they weren't going to let one game define who they were as a team. So we came back, had a strong week of practice, and then we hosted our Conqs Classic, and, played.
Yeah, we split there.
Split there. We lost the first night to Redlands, and it was one of the nights, the first night against Redlands. We couldn't throw it in the ocean. In 20 years of coaching, I don't know if I've ever seen a team shoot it as poorly as we did that night. But we bounced back the next day, got a win over Lamar.
Absolutely.
Got some confidence, and then came back Thanksgiving week. Getting ready for Moberly, and didn't know how the team would respond. School was closed. We were on campus. They didn't get to go home for Thanksgiving like most of the other students were able to. But we had a really good week. We had 2-a-days. Were able to get lots of shots up, work on refining some things, and took our trip to Missouri and played really well for 2 days.
Yeah, absolutely. So we had Pepsi Classic, Conqs Classic. We 2-2. Then you traveled to Moberly, Missouri, and came away with two big victories. So speak to us about both of those wins, and then in particular, the team had beat us earlier in the year, State Fair Community College. Is that correct? And then we had come back and beat them at Moberly. So speak about both of those games, both of those victories.
Well, Moberly's, they're nationally known. Last year they went to the national tournament. I think went like 34-1. Had a new coach though, and we came out, played really well on their home floor. Battled. We're able to pull away with a victory. Did some things really well. Just playing on their home floor, hard place to win, but the team played well. Defensively, we were good. Holding them to 50 points is we want to try to hold teams under 55, and so we accomplished that and shot free throws really well to kind of close the game out. And then Saturday we had quick turnaround, less than 12 hours or about 18 hours. We came back and had to play again. Played State Fair, who's a good team, beat us at their place early in the season. Had a lead at halftime. Third quarter we struggled to score, got down, and we were down 8. Our kids kept fighting, scratch and clawing, and we got the ball late. We were down 3, hit a 3-pointer to tie it, celebrated a little too much, let them score on the other end, came back, and kind of a crazy play, drew something up, didn't execute it very well, loose ball on the floor, and we ended up, one of our players, right place, right time, puts it in, send the game to overtime, and then we kind of took control in the overtime frame for a victory. So, the girls were excited about that. So we came in the day, still had a little fatigue from the trip out there and back in the 2 games. So, we were light today, come back in tomorrow, get ready for Independence, our conference opener. It's, important game for us going on the road to open up conference play, and so we're going to look to go have success there. They're a big physical team, want to keep it half court, so we're going to try to speed them up a little bit and hopefully control the boards and be able to walk away with a win Wednesday night. But the girls are going to have to be ready to play. We can't rest on the laurels of this past weekend. We've got to get ready for our next game.
Absolutely. So good luck at the conference opener this coming Wednesday in Independence, Kansas. We got a couple minutes left. So before we close out, I wanted to make mention of off camera. We were discussing that you're getting a myriad of contributions from from all of your players. It's just not maybe 1 or 2 dominant players. You're kind of getting contributions from all across the board. So speak to kind of that team play and the contributions that you're getting from a variety of different players.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things teams in my past, always had balanced scoring. It's just kind of share the basketball, a we over me concept, and if somebody's hot, they're going to, get more touches. But, it makes us hard to guard. I was talking to the head coach from Moberly on Saturday afternoon, and she's like, yeah, we didn't know who we needed to focus on because you were so balanced. We're in our scouting, so we had, on Saturday we had 5 different girls in double figures for us. So, it makes you tough to guard when you can spread the scoring around, and we've got other players that are capable of scoring the ball at any other time too. It's it just depends on who's ready to go, and if somebody's not ready to go, there's somebody else that we're going to look to get in there that's going to be ready. So I think our depth helps us really in the fourth quarter against teams that, we're not fatigued as much as the other team, and we want to try to push the tempo and really get after teams defensively and, make it hard for them to score. And I think by keeping a rotation of, 10, 11 players deep, you can keep those fresh legs out there and really keep the pressure on, and then offensively look to push the ball and keep the pressure on their defense too, that they've got to get back and not give up easy baskets and things.
Well, it's great to see that balance, the spreading or the sharing of the wealth, if you will. So congratulations, Coach, on the 5-3 start. I wish you the best of luck as you start. I want to. We're back. We are at home this coming Saturday, right?
Saturday we're at home. We've got Neosho County at 1 and 3 o'clock.
Neosho County, our conference opener here at home. So make sure and come out and support the Dodge City Community College. But good luck this Wednesday. Conference opener there in the Independence. Thank you for coming in, Coach.
Not a problem.
We appreciate your time. Thank you. Let's give Coach Loll a round of applause, please. The Conquistador men's basketball team is also setting at 5-3 on the season, going 2-2 over the Thanksgiving holiday. Men are averaging just under 97 points per game. A sophomore forward, Jairus Friel, leading the club with 25.3 points and 13 rebounds per game. The long path through the Jayhawk Conference starts Wednesday against the Independence Pirates, and Conquistador head coach Steve Tucker is here to talk about it. Coach Tucker, thanks for joining us again. Very nice seeing you. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So as I was sharing with Coach Loll the last time we visited, been a few weeks, so a lot has happened. In fact, I think the last time since you and I visited, you've played a total of 7 games.
Yeah.
So let's kind of maybe go one by one, if you will, kind of take them in chunks, kind of speak about those different games and your overall thoughts about your play on the court and what you've seen from your team, kind of what you've liked and what areas you need to improve as you move into conference play on Wednesday night.
We got off to a good start. Won our first 2 games. Siston Wappleton was a really good team out of South Dakota, a championship team and very experienced, and we controlled them pretty well. And then we played Bethany JV, Bethany College JV. They shot the ball awfully well, but we controlled the ball game and won the ball game. Everybody played. And, then we went up to Seward and played a really good team from Western Oklahoma and won a shootout with them, 105-100. And then we went up against the number 2 team in the country, who I think is the best team in the country, the defending national champion, South Plains, and they kind of had their will with us. They beat us pretty good. And, kind of showed us where we want to go, and also showed us we weren't quite there yet. Then we came home, and probably our most disappointing loss is when we lost to Redlands, who I thought it was a game we should have won. They shot the ball extremely well and beat us on our floor. And then the next day, our kids came back and, played really, really well for 32 minutes. We had a 24-point lead and just kind of relaxed. And we did what we had to do to win the ball game down the stretch, 184-82. And then we go down to Southeast Texas and played an outstanding team in Baytown Lee, who I thought was the second best team that we've seen and who I think will be nationally ranked this year. And we played really well and came of age, battled them, tie game 102-102, went into overtime. They ended up beating us. And it was, a disappointing loss. I think we lost that game by 7. And I think it was 115-107.
106.
Yeah.
I'm cheating.
That's all right.
I'm cheating.
Yeah. That's all right. And Then we came back and we played a team that had beaten Baytown Lee earlier. We've been playing really well, Grayson County, Texas, and outstanding team. And we beat them on their fourth Saturday, 96-89. And of course, Jairus Frills had big games on that road trip. I think he averaged for the 2 games 33 points a game, and you know, he's one of the top rebounders, one of the top scorers in the country, as well as in the Jayhawk conference. But we're getting a lot of good play from 6-7 people that we feel good about. Kevin Howard's starting to come on. He had 15 and 13 Saturday in the win. But we, you know, we're 5-3 right now going into conference play on Wednesday night at Indy, and we feel pretty good about where we are right now.
I was going to make mention of Jairus as well as, because I was looking through the stats, and it looks like you've got about 6 players averaging double figures right now. And then, of course, Jairus seems to be one of the more dominant players, not only in the conference, but throughout the country, averaging double-double, 25 and 13. So you're getting contributions from a wide variety of people as well as you got that dominant person there, kind of anchor in the middle. So yeah, just kind of speak about your players a little bit and the kind of play and the contributions you're getting from across the board, especially offensively, averaging, as we mentioned in the opening remarks, 97 points per game. I mean, you guys are you're just lighting it up. So yeah, speak about your team offensively and all the different contributions you're getting.
Well, you know, we're really anchored by our sophomores. I think that, you know, Jairus Frills, Kevin Howard, and Justice Dixon have really made valuable contributions to our team, both on and off the floor. And they're playing awfully well on the floor. I think our freshmen are starting to play better with more consistency. We you know, Mike Burns, Joe Petrakis, Trey Hill, Lawrence Bryant, Mason Singahar, all of those young men have shown signs. We've had glimpses of Andrew Stuman, what he can be. We have glimpses of other players, what they can be. But we are getting some very balanced scoring from about 6-7 guys. I think we can go really 9 to 10 deep right now, where I feel real good about our team. Trying to develop that 11th, 12th man who can come off the bench. And really what we call our train is our bench, can help the train when they come in. And some good things are starting to happen to show. And we've got to take that now in the conference, hopefully become consistent with it, continue to develop our young players. And if we do that, I think we can be a factor in the conference race during the upcoming conference season.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've had an opportunity, obviously, to kind of take in a few different games. You guys got a really good mix of athletes, inside-out games. So you got a really nice team this year.
Thank you very much.
Coach. Yeah, very, very impressive with what you're putting on the floor.
Thank you.
You want to speak a little bit about your defense? I know you're tearing them up offensively, but you guys are holding your own defensively as well and doing some good things on that end of the court as well.
We're not happy with that area. I mean, I thought that you know, my teams over my career have been very good defensive teams. And you know, last year, even with the disappointing season we had and a rebuilding year, I thought we defended really, really well. And in many games, that's what held us in those games, with our defense. We haven't defended to the level and to the standard that we expect our teams, you know, at Dodge City to defend at. I think over the last 2 games, we've done that, starting with the second half at Baytown Lee, extending into Saturday. I thought we played a lot better defensively. I'm just coming off the practice floor today. We spent 80% of our practice today working on defense and the preparation for what we've got to do on Wednesday night. If we can become better defensively, we can become a major factor, not only in our division or in our conference, but nationally. Right. And it's going to come down to that. I still believe defense wins championships, and you've got to be able to defend. And I think Coach Loll feels that way, and I'm sure many of our coaches in our different sports feel that way. You got to defend. And we got to guard better. And we're starting to do that. As we develop that, I think you'll see our team improve, and we'll become even more well-rounded because we have great athletes. And you got to have athletes to defend, but athletes have to defend. Yeah. And that's what we're trying to get to.
Absolutely. So you have your conference openers also this Wednesday, traveling to Independence, Kansas, playing Independence Community College.
Yes.
Share with us a little bit about what you're expecting from Independence and what your keys to success are.
Well, they're awfully big, physical. They're very good at home. They play, an extremely tough style of basketball. And we've got to match their physicality. We've got to take care of the ball. We've got to guard them. And we've got to take good shots. Play smart, play hard, play together. And if we can do that, we put ourselves to give us an opportunity to win in a very difficult place to play. And then we come home on Saturday with the Osho in an afternoon game. And hopefully we can get off to a great start. And we can keep the progress towards the process going. And the process is we have to build this team. And we have to do the little bitty things in preparation. And if we continue to do that, I think that we'll be right there and hopefully be able to pick up a win Wednesday night and then back home on Saturday and get off to a great start.
Give us that start time on Saturday, Coach.
I believe we go at 3:00.
3:00. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 3:00. So men's and women's are.
I think they're at 1 and we're at 3.
Home conference opener.
Yeah.
But conference starts this Wednesday, and then we're back at home on Saturday against.
Absolutely.
And
what a conference race! Preseason's been great for all the teams in our conference. They played good schedules, ready to go. I think we have 2 teams ranked nationally in Coffeyville and obviously in Hutch. And so it's going to be quite a conference race. A lot of really good teams on the men's side in the Jayhawk conference this year.
Well, you got a talented team, Coach.
Thank you.
Stay at it. Keep at them. I really appreciate you coming in, sharing about the team and where you're at, and I'll be seeing you in the near future.
Thank
you, Coach.
Thank you.
Let's give Coach Tucker a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you, Coach. We really enjoyed hearing from everyone tonight. We heard a lot of good things from our DC3 coaches. I'd like to thank Coach Gary Thomas, Coach Loll, and Coach Tucker for being with us. Conq basketball teams will be in action at home this Saturday against Neosho at the DC3 Student Activity Center. So we're inviting everyone out to enjoy some exciting hoops action over the weekend. Thanks again for joining us. Catch you all next time on DC3 Coach Show. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.